Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. Today, I'm reviewing brand new cordless polishers from FLEX. This is their new 24-volt lineup. So first of all, we have this one here. This is the gear-driven or forced rotation random orbit polisher. Again, battery-powered 24-volt architecture. And the other one that I got is this FLEX rotary cordless polisher, again in the 24-volt variant. So we are going to talk about these polishers, their features, what they come with in the box, the value for money, the weight, the performance, all that kind of stuff. And I'm also going to compare them so you guys have a good idea, because I have pretty much all the tools that are worthy to have the polishers in the cordless, because I spent a lot of money in the past years. Technology has evolved quite a bit. So I got myself quite the collection, so I can give you a good understanding of how these are, because I was able to polish a vehicle or two with these, so I can give you my first impressions on how they stack up to the competition. For example, this Milwaukee. So this one here, 15mm cordless battery powered polisher. We also have the previous generation. So these new FLEX, the gray ones, these are the 24-volt architecture, but the previous gen in red was the 18-volt. So I had the dual action and the gear-driven variants of these guys. So a good comparison with that. They've been strong workhorses. We have the new Rupes. This is, of course, the battery-powered 18-volt, 5-amp-hour lithium battery. So this one here, 15mm, insane as far as performance, ergonomics, and of course the lightweight. It's the lightest weight of all the polishers that I have, the cordless versions. We have the industry leaders as far as price point is concerned, so value for money. ShineMate, this is their rotary variant. I also have the dual action. These guys are like 175 to roughly 230 bucks. Insane value for money. So how does the competition stack up to each other, right? And also another video that I had on my channel are about the two new cord-free polishers from DIY Detail. So we have the 25mm dual action, and there's the rotary, of course, cord-free. What you'll notice about these is the central position of the batteries. This is a patent-pending central battery. It's supposed to be for improved ergonomics. How good is this design? How balanced? You can check out the full review, but these are very, very well balanced. So today we're looking deeply into the new 24-volt lineup by FLEX once again. So let's start with the overall design. Then we're going to go over the features, what it comes with in the box type thing. I'm going to give you my impressions, of course, on their use and all that kind of good stuff. But before we continue, I want to give you a quick disclaimer. This is not a sponsored video. Nobody paid for this video. FLEX did not send these to me. I ordered them myself from my friends over at Carzilla. And I'll leave the links to all this stuff in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Also, what I really, really like to use with all of this stuff, shameless plug, but it's still important because it works so well as a system. The Clean by Pan, the Organizer Spray Polish, removes any guesswork from you guys having to kind of figure out which compound, which polish, which jeweling polish, all that kind of stuff you need to use. So one spray does it pretty much all. So it can act as a compound. If you pair it with a cutting pad, it can act as a polish. If you pair it with a polishing pad, you're using much less of this because it's in spray form. 2 sprays to prime the pad and you're good to go. So it works really, really well. It cuts fast. It finishes down nicely. All you guys who tried it, you know what I'm talking about. And my favorite combination of pads is the Clean by Pan, the Organizer pad lineup, because I kept everything super simple. So we have a wool cutting pad if you want to do your compound stage. We have a blue foam polishing pad to easily polish. This is great for also those who like to do a one-step kind of polish. And then we have the white waffle jeweling pad, fantastic to use with a rotary for that final jeweling. But all three of these, by the way, you can use with a dual action, forced rotation, or gear driven, or dual action, or rotary. It doesn't matter. Any of those types of polishers, and they'll work super well. So this system, again, so easy. I have a video, a few videos on my channel, how to use the polishing system and the pads as well. So it removes all the guesswork. You get one spray polish. You get 3 selections of pads that are available in the 3-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch sizes, by the way. And yeah, just plug along, do the work, and enjoy. That's what the Clean by Pan, the Organizer lineup is meant to do, is to have you guys enjoy what you're doing. So let's get back to the polishers. Let's start with the design. We're going to talk about the gear-driven or forced rotation first. So You guys, don't forget, there's dual action. That's that free spinning type plate with a figure 8 type movement and the circle, so it imitates kind of a random orbit. But this one here, the gear driven, they never stall. Why? Because they continuously spin. So they still have that kind of random orbital type thing, but with the way the motor works, the motor head and the gears, this is what they call a forced rotation, again, or gear driven. So this one here, for somebody who likes the ultimate in power and never stall even when you're adding weight, this is a good alternative, and I really like this one. So I had their 2401 corded dual action forced rotation back in the day. It's still a beast. It still works great. Then I moved on to their 18 volt, the red polisher lineup, right? So these guys are the first generation of their battery powered stuff that they had, and they worked quite well. Perhaps lacking a little bit of power back then, but still you can get the job done, because don't forget, you're not applying tons of weight when you're doing this. 10 to 15 pounds is what the max pressure you should do, but actually let the tool do the job. So let the tool, let the pad and the polish do the job for you. You shouldn't be pressing too hard on it. So if you're getting stalling with dual action machines, that's likely because you're pressing too much. You're adding too much pressure. So just back off and let the pad spin. So very important. And you don't want to create heat buildup. So you got to keep that pad moving, right? So yeah, very good design. By the way, their polishers, they're designed and made in Germany as far as the machine is concerned, but the batteries and the battery chargers, it says on the box, they're made in China. So let's go over the design, right? Look at these. So 5 amp hour batteries, comes with 2 in the box when you buy the polisher itself. So 960 watts, they have this indicator. So when you press the button, it tells you the level of charge. So these are fully charged. They have these little filters for the air inlets right here that you can remove. You just put a flathead screwdriver here. It pops off on both sides and you can clean these filters. So I thought that was a nice design. It's the first that I've seen on polishers. I don't see that on the other brands. So that is very nice. These, like all Flex tools, I've been using them for well over a decade at this point, because I had the corded version once again, and they're built like tanks. German made, you can tell the quality as soon as you take this in your hand. They're sturdy, they're well built. As far as the weight is concerned for the gear-driven random orbital for this one, you're looking at 3 kilos or 6.6 pounds. So it's not the heaviest, but it's not the lightest weight either. So if I look at the heaviest of the bunch by a long shot, it's the Milwaukee 15 millimeter throw dual action polisher. The Milwaukee weighs in at a very heavy 7.7 pounds or 3.5 kilos. And at the other end of the spectrum, the lightest weight cordless machine that I have in my lineup is this Rupes 15 millimeter dual action polisher. And the Rupes weighs in at the lightest weight, 5.5 pounds or 2.5 kilos. So that puts it into perspective for you. So it's not the lightest weight, it's not the heaviest either, it's kind of mid-pack. So again, 3 kilos or 6.6 pounds, but the ergonomics are amazing. This is very well made. You see the ventilation slots here up front. So both the rotary and the dual action forced rotation or gear driven polisher, they have brushless motors, 11 speed control dials with variable speed triggers for ultimate control. Basically with this new 24 volt platform, and you can tell it's the 24 volt because of the battery, but also this gray and black color. These are the new colors. Basically, they give you 20% more power. You get 25% longer runtime thanks to the Thermatec heat management system. Let me show you this from up top here. This is where you're going to see the control here, by the way. So, and you get 50% quicker charging because you get the high power dual fan chargers in the box. So again, in each box, you're going to get 2 of the 5 amp hour batteries, and you get a 160 watt fast charger. So let me show you this right here. So this is the 160 watt quick charger, and super smart with all the electronics that are in there. You get very quick charging for the first 80%, and then it slows down for the last 20%. But yeah, this is a very quick charger, and dual fan chargers, high powered, so they work well, lightweight as well. You get everything you need. You get the tools also in there. So if we're looking at the gear driven, you get the instructions, and of course you get this little nifty tool right here. So you can remove the backing plate, because it comes with 2 backing plates. You get the 6-inch, that's the one that comes pre-installed, and you can see here these little screws that are in there, 3 screws, take those out and you can replace. And you also have the 5-inch backing plate that is supplied in there. So that's pretty cool. And the same thing with the rotary, 6-inch comes pre-installed here, but you also get a 5-inch backing plate that you can also use. So they provide both of those, and I think that's great. So that way it allows you, for whatever pad sizes that you guys have, you can use those. They have constant speed technology. What does that mean? While I show you this closer up front for those of you who want to see all this stuff. So constant speed technology that maintains RPMs under pressure. So as this is a forced gear driven, this you're going to have endless power all the time. And so yeah, all those backing plates with the 5 amp hour, Flex says that you have approximately 40 minutes of runtime. You can do an average sized car. If you, for some reason, are out of battery, you can switch to the second one. Again, the super quick charging till 80% will mean that you'll never run out of battery or be left without any power to do the job. So that's super important. What else? So if you register their polishers before December 31st of 2025, you're going to get within 30 days of your purchase, if you register it online, you're going to get a limited lifetime warranty. Beyond that point, don't quote me on that, but I think past December 31st, 2025, it's going to be a 5-year warranty, but that's still a lot and a lot more than what the competition offers to my knowledge. So yeah, great design here. They have the RPMs and the speed dial control. Talking about the control right here, you have this wheel to adjust your speed. Nice clicking motion, right? So up to speed number 6. This is traditional for the majority of the polishers. I like to spread on speed 1 or 2 and then do the actual correction on speeds 4 or 5. But yeah, you can use whatever speeds you want on there, variable speeds, and you get this beautiful trigger. Let me show you the noise that it produces, by the way. So let's do this. Let's first speed number 1. Then let's bump this up to the quickest speed, speed number 6. So you can hear that nice positive gear kind of action. You can tell that it's very well made. And yeah, just the ergonomics of this, by the way, they have the number 8 here. Why? Because this is an 8mm orbit or 8mm throw. This is not like your traditional dual action polishers that we have now that are 12, 15, 21, 25 millimeters, right? So as this is gear driven, it has a smaller orbit. So keep that in mind. So 8mm when it comes to this, but yeah, just very nice. Like the build here, you have this rubberized texture. You have the batteries that have these rubberized kind of feet, so no plastic. So it protects kind of the battery there. You have this rubberized top front part. You get some grills here for ventilation. You get these baffles. Very high quality, well-built tool. Probably one of the best builds out of all of the polishers that I have. But it comes at a certain price point, right? So if we're looking at the gear-driven polisher at the moment of this video, I'm filming this video in May of 2025, you're looking at $680 USD, so almost 700 USD for the fast charger, the 2 batteries, the tools, and the polisher itself, and the 2 backing plates. And you also get in each box, you get a carrying bag, so a cool Flex carrying bag for your items as well. So now let's talk about the rotary polisher. So let me show you this bad boy, because this is another one that they really did well with and works exceptionally well. So this is the design of the rotary itself. Again, same thing, brushless motor. It has the air baffles around the head of the tool, if you look here. So cooling is very important for Flex. They want you, well, the cooler the machine works, the less issues you're going to have, because heat is the enemy when you're doing paint correction. You're still getting that 11 speed control dial, and they give you the RPMs here right up front. I really like that, by the way. All machines should have that, and you're getting that positive clicking motion with the speed control right here. You're still getting that variable speed trigger. So for that ultimate control, you can start off very slow and then gradually ramp up as you want. Let me show you the noise, by the way. So this is speed number 1. This is what it sounds like. And then if we bump it up all the way to the quickest speed, which is speed number 6, this is what it sounds like. So you're getting 20% more power thanks to the 24-volt lithium batteries. Once again, and same thing in the box, you get 2 of these 5 amp hour batteries. You have the level checker right here, level button. This is fully charged once again. You get these filter kind of screen meshes that you can remove with a flathead screwdriver and clean them if needed. So 20% more power, 25% longer runtime, thanks to that Thermatech heat management that they talk about, and 50% quicker charging, thanks to that dual fan quick charger, because each polisher comes with one in the box, and again, those 2 batteries. You get the 6-inch backing plate pre-installed, and you also have the option of the 5-inch backing plate that's supplied in the box for both machines, and you get the tool to do all of that kind of thing. So yeah, same type of design, right? So that same build, it's just, it changes a lot up here up front. This is a rotary polisher, very, very smooth in its operation. You still get that constant speed technology and maintains the RPMs under pressure once again, and all that kind of stuff. So the rotary itself, this one weighs 3.1 kilos or 6.8 pounds. So how does it compare, for example, to the rotary of the DIY detail cord free with that central battery position? Well, the DIY, the rotary is less heavy. So this is 2.6 kilos or 5.7 pounds. Compared to the Flex that is 6.8 pounds or 3.1 kilos. So it is pretty noticeable when you're holding it. Definitely lighter weight on the DIY detail and a better balance thanks to that, in my opinion, battery placement, by the way. But that doesn't mean that the Flex is not a good machine. Quite on the contrary. Very smooth in the operation. The power is there. Obviously, this is rotary. I don't know what else to say. Great tool. Which one would be better? For performance, I think for me, both are fairly equal, meaning the Flex and the DIY detail. Perhaps a little better as far as rotary is concerned. The performance, I mean, of the DIY detail and the Flex, maybe a little smoother in the operation compared to the ShineMate, but I'd be nitpicking because the ShineMate is still very good. The advantage of the ShineMate, however, over the 2 others is its price. So if we look at the ShineMate for the rotary polisher, you're looking at $230 USD, so less expensive compared to the DIY detail, which is still very great bang for buck. It's $359 USD, so it's mid-tier, mid-pack as far as pricing is concerned. And the Flex is the most expensive of all of them. The Flex rotary is $700 USD. That makes it the second most expensive polisher after the Rupes. So this one here, dual action 15 millimeter, depending where you're looking, which website and when it's in special or not, 675 USD all the way up to 850 USD for the polisher, the charger, the 2 batteries and all that. So we're comparing apples to apples, right? You're getting the kits. So ShineMate, as far as value, it's the less expensive and it works well. It has good battery technology. If memory serves me well, these are Samsung batteries. Don't quote me on it, but if I remember correctly, that's what they are. So very good quality batteries. And all of these, I have no issues with the longevity of the battery. So regardless of which one you're picking in this group, they work super well. But I'd have to give it the performance and the build quality to the Flex and the performance of the DIY detail. So both the Flex and the DIY is a little better and a little better build compared to the ShineMate. That's in my opinion. The overall design of the rotary from DIY Detail is the best because it's the best balanced. If I'm looking at just probably sheer build quality, the Flex has to take it, right? German built. It looks amazing. The DIY Detail, well, obviously it's subjective. I don't like the color. The style isn't necessarily the prettiest polisher of them all. That's not really important when you're polishing, but for some it is. You know, if you have it on your rack, you want something cool looking. Well, definitely the Flex has the best looking machines, in my opinion. The Rupes is also pretty nice looking with a bit of that carbon fiber accents. But you tell me, by the way, which polishers do you think look better? Would it be the Rupes for the design? This looks quite futuristic, super lightweight. I like this kind of blue ringed backing plate. Or would it be the Flex machines with their gray and black tones? I really like the color combo on this one. But again, build quality, insane. So yeah, value for money, ShineMate, unbeatable. In the kind of mid-tier pricing, DIY Detail, unbeatable. And in the top, whether you get Flex or Rupes, in my opinion, you're going to be well served. I'm finding myself using the Milwaukee a little less just because over time it has, let me start it off. So it's the noise of the motor, right? It's not as sophisticated as the others. Let me make you hear this. Let's put it at the top speed so you can hear it. Yeah, see that kind of scratching noise at the end? That's typical of the Milwaukees, and it is very heavy. So over time, you're getting tired of using that. So I prefer the other machines, in my opinion, again, because they're lighter weight. Lighter weight means you're using them more often, especially if I'm doing a 2, 3, 4 hour plus paint correction. The lighter the weight, the better. So for the weight, the Flex is kind of mid-pack once again. So for the rotary, 3.1 kilos or 6.8 pounds. For the forced rotation or gear driven, we said 3 kilos for this or 6.6 pounds. So not the lightest weight, but not the heaviest either. Again, the heaviest being the Milwaukee and the lightest of them all being the Rupes. So I appreciate overall everything that these polishers really have, and the warranty is great about that. You can tell that Flex really stands behind its products. But what do you guys think about the price? So again, the rotary is $700 USD, and the gear driven or forced rotation is $680 USD for the kits with the batteries and the charger and all that good stuff. So that's on the upper end of the echelon, but it comes with the territory, right? Rupes and Flex, these two brands are known to be the top tier in the polishing world, and they still stay true to their nature of making fantastic tools, well engineered, well built, and just top quality stuff from top to bottom. I mean, just look at the design, the ergonomics, great trigger feel. You get the trigger lock here on the side. You get this great rubberized grip. You get a rubber grip in the front. This is where they want you to hold that polisher, and it just works super well. Of course, for the balance, once again, the majority of the cordless polishers out there, they're rear heavy because they have these batteries, right? So you find yourself, when you're polishing, holding that rear portion because you'd want to hold it here. This is what you do with a corded polisher, but with battery powered, we're often finding ourselves lifting the rear. So in my opinion, this is why I like the design of the DIY detail polishers, because with their patent pending central battery placement, the balance of this is insane. So good, by the way. Look at this. There's no battery here in the rear, and it's standing up just like the other ones that have this solid base to work on. And you're going to see the smoothness of operation when you're using this, and the battery disappears because it's not in your line of sight. I thought initially when I saw the prototypes of this from Ivan LaCroix, I was like, oh, I'm not sure. Am I going to see it? Is it going to bother me when I'm polishing? But you're looking at this place here, just like you would with a corded polisher, right? So when you're actually polishing, this is what you see, and you forget about the battery. You don't see it, so it's not in your line of sight. And it's just the overall feel and balance. It's amazing. So now you're actually holding it properly, and you can polish, and you're absolutely going to love using these. So yeah, for design and ergonomics, the DIY detail take the cake, but yeah, overall build quality, it's hard to argue that the flexes are there. The performance is definitely there. I would probably give it to the forced rotation or the gear driven from Flex is the best gear driven polisher that I have tested to this date. So they stay true. I still remember my classic 3401 corded gear driven. That was the beast, right? That's how they nicknamed it. And this one here stays true. It has that same power now, thanks to the 24 volt. I'm not looking myself needing more power, and you get the practicality of having a cordless machine, just fantastic. And for those who like rotary polishers, well, again, you can't go wrong. If you have the budget and you really do want to support this brand, absolutely no worries. You can buy these blindly. I didn't try their dual action 24 volt yet. My understanding, it might not be the best in their lineup. So people tend to prefer these two. That's why I wanted to start with these first. But yeah, you really can't go wrong. If still all of these polishers are above your budget and you don't mind having a corded polisher, but you want something still that's high quality, whether you're a professional, right, you're starting a business, or you just want something that you can buy multiples of and it won't break the bank at $700 or $800, well, there's the Clean by Pan, the Organizer dual action 15 millimeter polisher. Comes with a super long cord. I have a full review on this, by the way. Very nice cooling for the backing plate. So again, this is dual action. It has this rubber stop. You get the nice clicking adjustment here for the speed. And it's just, the ergonomics are amazing. It's a beast. Comes in at only 150 USD, so it won't break the bank. Well balanced. This is a design, by the way, of the Thor polisher. So it's the same design, just a different colorway, same machine, 1100 watt motor. So that polisher was co-designed by DIY Details, Ivan LaCroix, with the factory that they use, and also with Jamie and Eddie Cologne from the House of Rags. So the House of Rags polisher, this is the same exact 15 millimeter polisher, just a different colorway, and it works amazing in combination, of course, with the Clean by Pan the Organizer pads and the Clean by Pan the Organizer spray polish. So if you guys are looking for something that entry-level priced, but very high quality in performance and build quality, and you can serve this, they have extra brushes that come in there. You have the tools necessary to do all the maintenance work. And I mean, this just works super nice and it looks cool. So this color scheme, I absolutely love. I'll leave all this stuff linked, by the way, in the description under the video for you guys to check everything out. But yeah, kudos to Flex. They came out swinging. So I think this compared to their previous generation. So for those who had the previous gen 18 volt, is this an upgrade? Absolutely it is. Do you need to run out there and spend the money? It depends. If these are working well for you and you have them in your lineup, I have the dual action and the forced rotation of the Flex Red 18 volt generation. This is their first gen. They work super well. You don't have to go out there and spend your money. Keep your money if they work well for you. And then if ever one day they become worn out or they break or whatever and they're out of their warranty, you can definitely switch over to the Flex 24 volt architecture. You're going to love these. And by the way, if you want to have the 24 volt system and you have old machines, they have adapters that you can purchase that will be compatible and give you an extra 10 to 20%. I think, don't quote me on it, but is that what Chris said? One of the top management guys over at Flex at the SEMA show. Anyway, don't quote me on it. Check it out on the Flex website. But you could use the 24 volt batteries with an adapter on your older style Flex 18 volt machines, and you'd be getting more power by switching over to this battery. And you can keep using the adapter, the new charger, and all that kind of stuff with your new environment. So you don't have to throw your old tools away. So I think that is pretty cool. So if, for example, you have a dual action of the old gen, you want to get a new rotary, well, you can use the new batteries, the new rotary, the new charger, and with the adapter, keep your other tool and keep using it and enjoying it as well. If you want to continue to learn more about car detailing, all the tips, the tricks, and all that stuff, subscribe to the channel. Of course, consider doing that. Also in the description, I'll have tutorials on paint correction. So for beginners, and it's a great update for those who need to brush up on their skills, and also demystifying, giving you tips and tricks on paint correction as well. Check those videos out in the description under the video. And that's it, guys. In the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.